It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a prolific scorer, but he's also a dangerous drive and kick weapon. He said, "I never pay attention to the defender guarding me. I look at the four guys behind him and how they react. A lot of times I don't even look to score. I draw 3 or 4 guys and get my teammates open shots." Kevin?
Great vision, David. Thank you. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. On Thursday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets.
And looking at the Hornets matchup, not going to be an easy one for them. We know about the struggles they've had of late, and having to deal with the back end of the back-to-back is never fun.
And the starting group for the Spurs, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Murray out there with Derek White, and it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. And for Memphis, Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Justice Winslow out there with Bell, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5, roaming the paint. We don't see this very often, Clark, but tonight, two teams that really thrive in the half court.
Yeah, and you know, they can get up and down, and we'll see them do that some, but they much prefer, Kevin, simply to grind it out.
Now here's Murray. Aldridge kicks to White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. The 29th pick in 2017 by the Spurs. Their injuries last year created an opportunity for Derek White to show Greg what he can do with steady minutes.
And White at 6'4", capable of manning either guard spot, a shooter, a playmaker, and an all-defensive team in college. He is definitely a keeper.
2 shots.
And that one falls for White.
Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
That one misses. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
The Spurs come into this one following a loss to the Clippers. Allen's shot is off. DeRozan surveying the D, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Now here's Morant. He's coming off a 25-point game against Sacramento. Allen outside. And stolen by Murray. And another turnover here by San Antonio. Morant with it. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. No good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
A bad outing offensively. You break that game down, their issues were pretty clear.
Yeah, the offense was AWOL. It just wasn't there. No rhythm, no flow, just a tough day.
Now here's Allen, following the miss by Ja Morant.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
And finished off by DeRozan.
You know, it's really the defining part of DeRozan's game, driving the basketball hard at defenders, and he'll come right at you with athleticism and strength.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Valanciunas. San Antonio with the rebound. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Live by the three, die by the three. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And the minutes down, Clark slightly for Pirtle last season, but his role grew down the stretch.
And not only his role grew, but I think his production improved as well. He got better as a passer. His rebounding took a jump forward. The counting stats won't wow you, but he's making progress and impacting his team in a positive way.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Valanciunas.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
Now here's Morant. They could use a bucket, and Valanciunas with the layup.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
You got to have a good basketball IQ to be effective. I love the decision to kick it out.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And so Allen will bring it up for the Grizzlies. It's a 5-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. Winslow against DeRozan. Winslow, the pass to Morant. Memphis moving it around. Valanciunas inside. Defended by Pirtle. Valanciunas, good.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
You really don't want to allow him to get too comfortable, but even with stifling defense, he's going to still find a way to get it in the basket.
And it's DeRozan missing. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Here's Allen, and Pirtle sends it back.
And Pirtle deserves a lot of credit for his shot blocking ability. He's a dynamic and dynamite shot blocker.
And DeRozan kicks to White. Kept alive. Here's Pirtle. And at last, they get one to fall.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Now here's Allen. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Sacramento. And there's the pass to Valanciunas. 5 to shoot. There's Winslow. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going.
Memphis trailing here. And stolen by Murray. Kicks it to White. Excellent D there from Allen.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Memphis with the ball. And here's Morant. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The dish to Valanciunas.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Greg, bottom line is they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
Here's Murray. Valanciunas grabs the board.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And Pirtle sends it back. Allen against Murray. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And Memphis making a change here. Brooks checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Rudy Gay's checked in for Derek White. Free throw good, Murray.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal, as a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Pirtle. Here's Murray. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers. That one misses. Good D by Bell. The Grizzlies trail by 10. Here's Morant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And last season, Jonas Valanciunas averaging the fewest minutes of his career. Greg, at the same time, he was playing the best basketball of his career.
I mean, his scoring per minute through the roof. Rebounding at a career high level. He can dominate inside, especially at that offensive end.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that could lend itself to coaching.
That's an excellent starting list. Some changes for Memphis. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Jordan Bell. Jackson comes in for Justice Winslow, and Jones subbed in for Morant. Now here's Brooks. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Valanciunas, and DeMar DeRozan pulls it down.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Well, a nice room service feed from DeRozan. Couldn't get more wide open than that.
And it's Jones with the ball for Memphis, trailing by 10. Pass to Chang, and he banks in the layup.
Perfect dime drop that time. Nice execution of the bounce pass.
Now Mills. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside, Jones. Jackson has the open look, and a miss there on the triple. Spurs leading by 10. Mills finds Gay, and it's good. 2 points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Now here's Brooks. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Outside, Jones. Left side, Jackson. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
When Aldridge is in the neighborhood, you've got to be careful shooting it. I mean, proving there that he's capable of blocking shots.
Anderson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Trey Lyles checked in for San Antonio. Johnson comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Six to shoot. There's Jackson with the three. That shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. On the wing, Bellinelli. Defended by Jones. Here's Gay. Good. Nice job down low. Gay's got his second bucket tonight.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Now, here's Bellinelli. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The three from Mills. Drills the three-pointer. And the Spurs lead by 17.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
And so here's Memphis, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Here's Jones. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Tell you what, fellas, he is fun to watch when he's working like that and getting to the hoop.
Spurs leading by 15. Here's Mills. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
Here's Jackson, and that comes off the assist by Jones.
Boy, he's already got a nice interior game, Kevin, but Jackson, I think, is only going to get better and better.
Mills looking it over. Pass to Lyles. Johnson for three. Rebound by Jang.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Passes to Jackson. Offensive rebound. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And, you know, we all know about Jang's high motor. Defensively, you can't just let him float around the glass. You've got to get a body on it.
Well, as much as Gorgui Dieng does on the court, he'll be remembered, Clark, by many for his off-the-court contributions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. Dieng has revamped hospitals in his home country of Senegal, as well as sent thousands upon thousands of meals back to his homeland. I mean, you can't say enough about what this man has done for others. And that really is a measure of influence, maturity, and leadership. Great, great impact being made by Dieng off the court.
Here's Anderson. The rebound by the Spurs. Gay's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Mills can't hit.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here's Dieng. Jones with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Jones in the post. Got it. Good job in the low post. Jones has got his second bucket of the game to go. San Antonio leading by 11. Up top, Mills, defended by Jones. Lyles with a wide open look. San Antonio again missing. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Memphis. He kicks to Jones. Now the pass to Anderson. He dishes it to Dieng. Shoots over Lyles. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, the improving offensive skills and the length makes Dieng a tough cover. I mean, we'll see if he can convert at the line now.
The Grizzlies have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
And I'll tell you what, guys, Zhang keeps himself in peak physical condition. Low body fat percentage, and I think that's a byproduct of spending time at Louisville. Fanatic for that kind of stuff.
And he makes both free throws. San Antonio leading by 9. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Anderson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, hopefully it's not from lack of effort on his part. But his free throw shooting, compared to what he did last year, has been terrible.
And both free throws good for Mills.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Jones looking for an opening. Here's Anderson. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists now in this one. And that does it for the first quarter. It's San Antonio. They're up by 9. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
A lot of people ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it, not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other people going through stuff as well.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes, as public figures, can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Miles out there with Rudy Gay. Then there's Jakob Poeltl. Then it's Johnson, and it's Mills in at the 1. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
That's good from Gay.
Boy, Rudy Gay is a multi-talented and gifted athlete. I mean, he's an excellent shooter, a versatile defender, and continues to play at a high level.
Jones dishes to Jackson. Here's Mills. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Josh Jackson.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Mills. The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills now with a decade in the NBA.
6'0". And that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
Morant, he's checked in for Tyus Jones.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Jackson misses.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
The kick out to Anderson. Pass to Morant. Back to Anderson. 5 on the clock. Allen for 3. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Mills passes to Lyles. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Morant. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Anderson against Gay. Shoots from the line. Allen's shot is off.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Now, here's Mills. Defense right on him. Here's Lyles. The Grizzlies pull it in. Jang's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Morant in the corner. And another miss by Memphis. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. 17 points was their biggest margin. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
First one falls for him. Greg, a new look roster for the Grizzlies. They got a lot more athletic this past summer.
Well, Ja Morant and Brandon Clark, their first-round picks, 2 of the more explosive players in the draft. The Grizzlies last in the league in pace last season. They may have cause to accelerate that tempo this year.
And both free throws good for Mills.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
Valanciunas, the Grizzlies with another miss.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
To the inside, stolen by Winslow. And it's Memphis on the break. Morant with the ball. The teardrop falls in.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
Well, you were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
The Grizzlies trail by 16. And there it is for him. Morant's got 4 points in the quarter.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Here's Pirtle, gets himself open and drills it. And so it's Memphis with it. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Pirtle against Valanciunas. Here's Bell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And when you think of Jordan Bell, you think of a do-it-all big man.
Specifically, how strong he is on defense. Great timing for blocking shots, good hands, and can guard anybody out on the floor. Can finish plays as well when moving at the hoop.
A free throw drops for Bell. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Murray's got 6 points.
Well, I tell you what, that's a sight for sore eyes to see Murray connecting from distance, because when he's doing that, it really opens things up for him because we know he can get to the basket.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. That's his first foul. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. It's an 18-point game. Nobody near Allen.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
Pass to Aldridge. White against Allen. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Here's Winslow, and the dunk by Winslow.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Guys, there has to be better rim protection than that, though. Not very good.
Here's DeRozan. No good on the 3. The Grizzlies trail by 16. Passes it to Allen. The pass to Bell. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Bell. Allen's got 5 points now this quarter. San Antonio leading by 14. Murray with it. He has 6. Down low. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And the dunk by Winslow.
You see the court awareness Morant has. Outstanding at keeping his teammates involved with good looks.
Murray outside. Kicks to Pirtle. Out to the right wing. And it's White missing. The Grizzlies trail by 12. Allen inside the three-point line. And that one goes long.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's DeRozan. Rebounded by Bell. Memphis has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Winslow, the pass to Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Fantastic instincts there by Morant. Sizing up the D and then just taking what he sees.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. Pass to DeRozan. Clock at 6. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Brooks checked in for Memphis. Jones comes in for Morant. San Antonio also making some changes. Johnson comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bellinelli in for White. Outside, Jones. Dishes it to Brooks. Pass to Winslow. Over Johnson. And it's off the back rim. No good. Spurs leading by 12. And it's Murray penetrating. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
DeJounte Murray played just 1 season at the University of Washington. He grew up in Seattle and went to Rainier Beach High School. It's actually the same high school that produced Jamal Crawford. And as a matter of fact, a lot of good players have come out of the Emerald City.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And in Seattle, Murray recognized from a young age as a potential pro.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can identify those specially talented players, and his nickname was Baby Boy. And how about this, Kevin? Jamal Crawford has mentored DeJounte since the 6th grade. Those guys have exchanged text messages throughout that time. Jay Crossover, one of my favorites, on and off the court in the league, really has helped keep Murray on the right track.
Pass to Valanciunas. There's the dish to Winslow. To the middle. And he goes in for the dunk.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies.
You said it, Kevin. He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad. He's starting to find himself out there now. You know, he's taking much better shots here in the second quarter.
The Grizzlies trail by 13. Jones, the pass to Bell. And he gets it to go. Bell's got 5 points now this quarter.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Murray outside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
Some changes for Memphis. Gorgie Dang comes in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Kyle Anderson in for Winslow. He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
No good from Bell. Spurs leading by 12. On the wing, Johnson. Here's Aldridge. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Brooks feeling it out a bit. He kicks it to Anderson. Outside, Jones. Bellinelli against Bell. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 5 rebounds tonight. Murray against Jones. Murray dishes to Johnson. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
The Grizzlies trail by 14. And here's Jones. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. 24 seconds left in the second quarter. And again, Memphis no good.
You know, the fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
And Murray, here we go. Bell with the block. Anderson in the post. Jones for 3, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's San Antonio, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Rudy, it looked like you guys found your old identity in the first half tonight.
Yeah, that's the way we played last season. Our defense was our staple, and that's all we have to do. We have to go out here and play defense every night, and this is a good start for it.
Let's see if you can stay true to yourself in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. It was all about San Antonio as the game got going. They put together one great play after another, and at one point, led by as many as 17. As the first quarter came to a close, they still had a double-digit lead. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been a clinic from Patty Mills.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. The Grizzlies trail by 14. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Bell is out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Winslow in at the 3 slot.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
The Grizzlies shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Here's Morant. There's the pass to Winslow. And Bell kicks to Valanciunas. Memphis moving that ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Morant with a wide open look. Misses the 3.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. It's important that you have big men who can shoot in this day and age, and this guy can really stretch the floor.
Allen surveying the D. And Pirtle sends it back. It's DeRozan with the drive. Can't connect from short range.
Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Morant with it. Aldridge on him. The Grizzlies with another miss.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
DeRozan, good, and Aldridge gets the assist. DeRozan's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, guys, I look at DeMar DeRozan, and I think he's one of the very best at making tough shots. I mean, the defense is draped all over him, and he still finds a way to get it up and down.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Allen passes to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Morant. To end the run. And another miss by Memphis.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant, Clark, and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in DeMarcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
He misses the free throw.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Good on the second free throw. And Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Valanciunas trying to free himself up.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. How last month turned out for him? He's around 10 points per game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance.
Take a break.
I mean, you get what you
2
earn.
shots.
His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
The free throw drops for Bell.
And a jack-of-all-trades kind of player. Bell reminds me of a younger Draymond Green, a prospect on the rise.
And so he hits both. And Murray's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Kicks to Aldridge. Pass to Pirtle. Over Valanciunas. That misses off the backboard.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Here's Morant. And stolen by White. It's DeRozan with the drive. And finished off by DeRozan.
Tell you what, I don't know of anybody more aggressive at attacking the basket than DeRozan. A lot of his points come off the drive.
The Grizzlies have got a paltry 0 of 6 to begin the third quarter. What a terrible start to the half. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
It's Allen on the wing. White covering. Allen dishes to Valanciunas. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's good on the way up. Valanciunas has got 8 points.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Murray surveying the D. Shoots over Winslow, and it's DeRozan missing. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Allen for the three. The shot, no good. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. And White kicks to Aldridge. Second shot opportunity. Plenty of space. Grizzlies with the rebound.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Now Murray. He's got 12. Pass to Pirtle. Dishes it to DeRozan. Off target from three-point range. The Grizzlies trail by 20. Passes it to Allen. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. He's got 9.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Bell against Murray. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
You know, they give him the ball and let him quarterback the pick and roll, which speaks, I think, to how confident they are in Murray, guys.
And for Memphis, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Winslow against DeRozan. Winslow's shot is off. Spurs leading by 20. Murray outside. He kicks it to Aldridge. Outside DeRozan. From 13, that's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Yeah, the first half was 1 to deep 6 or forget, but in the second half, he's looked a lot better.
Kicks it out to Allen. The rebound by the Spurs. White's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Jang, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jackson comes in for Jordan Bell. And Brooks subbed in for Grayson Allen. It's DeRozan with the drive. Comes up empty down low. Memphis has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. The Grizzlies with another miss.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Johnson outside. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got his 3rd assist on the night. Now here's Morant. He has 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Jang, the pass to Morant. Over Aldridge. And the Grizzlies get it back. Here's Jang. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Mills dishes to Johnson. The pass to Aldridge. Here's DeRozan. The offensive rebound. Lyles. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Memphis called for the foul. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
That free throw, no good. Some changes for Memphis. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Winslow. And Jones subbed in for Morant. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Rudy Gay's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Anderson kicks to Jones. Outside for Jackson. Aldridge against Jang. Second chance shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And with this opportunity, we can show you this season's top shot blocking teams. In third, the Grizzlies.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. He doesn't get the second one. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Count the basket. Mills has got 15 points.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Here is Anderson, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Now a timeout called by Memphis. Look at Patty Mills. What a contribution.
Well, you know, he's destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool him off.
And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for DeRozan.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Stolen by Gay. Pass to Mills. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Aldridge has got 4 assists now tonight. Jones with it. And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
Now, here's Mills, defended by Jones. Pass to Gay. Now, here's Lyles. 6 on the shot clock. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lyles got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Anderson outside. Johnson over to help. Passes it to Brooks. The 3. It's hauled in by Lyles.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Brooks. He's averaging 8 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
And the Spurs making a change here. Bellinelli's checked in. Memphis has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. And there were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. .131 left in the third. Here's Jackson. Sinks that one from the post.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Now, here's Mills. Defense is right there. To the paint. Tries from 10, and it's Johnson. That time on the assist by Mills. Mills has got 4 assists now tonight. Jones kicks to Jackson. Chang against Lyles. Chang, the pass to Jones. Cans it from downtown. Jones has got 7 points.
Gorgie Jang doing a nice job getting the ball to the open teammate there. Nicely done.
And the pass to Lyles. And stolen by Jang. There's the lob to Jackson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, it helps when you can bounce like Jackson when it comes to making these alley-oops look spectacular. Way to go, young fella.
Mills passes to Lyles. Over Jang. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Memphis has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Outside, Jones. On the wing, Jackson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Man, I love this kid's motor. Josh Jackson works hard all the time, but especially in the paint. Really gets after it and able to draw the foul.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Well, you look at Josh Jackson. This guy is really skilled. I love his skill set. He's a lengthy forward who I think is only going to get better on both ends of the floor as time goes on.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's San Antonio delivering the blowout. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for San Antonio, they've got Bellinelli, and it's Zamanic in at the 4. Here's Walker. Here's Lyles, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
San Antonio's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Here's Samanic, and the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
Here's Walker. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. The Grizzlies shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Jones, the pass to Jang. Shoots over Walker. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 5 rebounds tonight. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds.
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
And here's Jones. Pass to Clark. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Jang. Here's Anderson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
San Antonio's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Inside, here's Bellinelli, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Passes to Clark. That's tipped. Here is Forbes. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Jones, the pass to Jang. Kicks it to Clark. A rebound by the Spurs. Lyles got his 6th rebound on the night and finished off by Walker.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just was softer than the takeoff.
Yeah, right. I don't know how much weight that carries, Kevin.
Outside, Jones. Here's Clark. That one's off, still out of sync.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Bellinelli passes to Walker. The shot off that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
The pass to Jang. Shoots a fader. That one rolling around and rims out. San Antonio's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And Walker kicks to Forbes. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Clark, the pass to Anderson. And he gets the jumper to drop. Anderson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Here is Forbes, defended by Jones, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
And you look at LaMarcus Aldridge. He's not quite there, but he's very close to a spot in the starting lineup for the West.
And to have the great season he's having and still not crack the top 5, that just tells you a lot about how terrific some of the other Western Conference players have been.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Here's San Antonio. They're on a 15-6 run. Here is Forbes. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about it, market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles, season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple of years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
Outside, Jones. Pass to Jang. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Strong move in the painted area. I mean, Jang draws a lot more fouls when being aggressive.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. DeAnthony Melton. He's checked in for the Grizzlies. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Birtle's checked in. And Jang drops them both. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. You like that?
Yes and no. I think you have 2 separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. Anderson in the post. Bellinelli is covering. They get the rebound. Jang. It's good on the putback.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Now Walker. Pass to Bellinelli. Right wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Pirtle. It's rebounded by Memphis. Jang's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Passes it to Clark. Jang with the ball. Back to Clark. Top of the key. They get it back. And Jang gets it to go. Jang's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here is Forbes. On the wing, Bellinelli. And there's the pass to Samanic. Launches it. Grizzlies with the rebound.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Tell you what, you'd hate to be the guy having the responsibility of guarding him.
Here's Walker. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Bell's checked in. Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. Good on both. Now the Grizzlies with it. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Melton. Here's Clark. Another shot. Rejected by Walker. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Jordan Bell. And it's Mills with the ball for San Antonio. He feeds it to Pirtle. Over Jang. And he overshot that one, missing.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Anderson dishes to Jang. Here's Clark, guarded by Walker. 5 on the clock. Here's Clark. Walker with the rebound.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
The first free throw is good. He's off on the second. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. To the right side. Anderson against Pirtle. Here's Melton. The three-pointer, no good. San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Here's Mills. Feeds it to Pirtle. It's Clark with the rebound. The Grizzlies on offense. They're on a 14-5 run. And again, Memphis no good. Spurs shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. To the middle. Out to the wing. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Knocks down the three ball.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
You know what? Teams can get a little three happy down the stretch sometimes, letting it fly.
Here's Melton, covered by Mills. Melton passes to Jang. Good. Jang's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, Greg, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Jakob Poeltl.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
Well, mark another one up for Jang. Has more offensive potential than people gave him credit for coming out of college, proving the naysayers flat wrong.
Mills passes to Samanic. Walker in the corner. From past the arc. So it's the Grizzlies now. Melton feeling it out a bit. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together. How are you encouraging and fostering that sense of all of you being together and playing well?
We're just making everybody comfortable. We're making each and everybody on this team comfortable. If it's jump shots, if it's attacking the basket, even if it's on the defensive end, we're just giving each other confidence every time we practice.
And it sure looks like it out there tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.